Last time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
I'm the only one left. Managed to get out of the hive, but when I got to the ship, everyone was gone, dead. I'm heading for that alien building we saw earlier. Maybe someone can help me with there. Wait, something's moving down there. Hello? And we have a new scan. Oh, we missed it. And now, here it is, the first boss battle in the game. Ah, that's why. You know you're facing a boss battle when it has a health bar. And that's it, the first boss has been defeated. Don't be afraid. I am Umos, Sentinel of the Luminoth. Where once there was one Aether, there were now two. One of light and one of shadow, each existing in its own dimension. One filled with hate and terrible power. They are the Ing. When Dark Aether was born, our planetary energy was divided, half for our world and half for theirs. The Ing have taken our energy to 3 temples on Dark Aether. Find these temples and transfer the energy from them to our own. Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, where we have just left the temple grounds and started on a brand new area, one we're going to be in for a long time, the Agon Wastes. Before I do anything, I do want to address the troubles I had reading some objects and text in the last few episodes. I have not been just diagnosed with dyslexia, but sometimes I wonder if I have been, if I do have it and maybe I don't even realise it. I think it's just the way my brain processes these sorts of things, so if I make any gaffes in the future, I'll try and be a bit more aware of it and point out when possible. For now though, I want to try and scan these objects back here. This is the Agon Bearer Pod. Living storage units of the Luminoth. Hardy desert plant form used to store useful items. Tough epidermis can be destroyed with weapons. The Agon Bearer Pod is a hardy desert plant form used by the Luminoth to store useful items and supplies. It gathers trace amounts of moisture from the air and stores it in a number of chambers throughout its body. It can hold and process this moisture for weeks if necessary. They're plant forms, not platforms. So, I say we get started on this brand new area. And right off the bat we already have new enemies. These are Lumites, photosynthetic flying insectoids, relatively harmless in shadows, powerful and invisible in the light. The Lumite thrives on light and can render itself invisible to most predators while within it. When out of the light, the creature is relatively harmless, relying on a crudely spat chunk of biomatter to defend itself. Once in the light, it can channel large amounts of solar energy into a deadly blast. These things will try and shoot at you from a distance, so I want to try and take them out as quickly as possible. They're relatively simple, you can just shoot them with the power beam, nothing really more than that. We have a dead body here. Bioscan complete. Target has been dead for 1.1 decacycles. Body has been badly damaged by sandstorms and heat exposure. Judging by the number of blast wounds, the target was dead long before the desert got to it. And we have a new logbook entry here. This is sandgrass. Sandgrass is an ingenious strain of grass adapted to desert climate. Plant requires no moisture to survive, relying exclusively on solar energy for sustenance. And that word back there should have been indigenous, I believe. Sandgrass scans indicate that the plant requires no moisture to survive. It relies exclusively on solar energy for sustenance, making it well adapted to life in a desert environment. Evidence of extensive mutation present, suggesting radical bioadjustments within the last centicycle. Mutation source is not natural. Plant strain was genetically engineered, possibly by the Luminoth. we learned from Umos in the last episode that this place was a plain but became a desert after Dark Aether was created. So, without further ado, let's formally introduce Agon Wastes. I hear a distinct whirring noise, so let's check around because I think we've got an upgrade very nearby. Object scan complete. This door uses a sonic security system. Sonic detection gear are needed to interface with this system. Door is receiving commands via sonic beam. The commands are keeping it shut. Destroying the sonic beam emitters may open the door. I don't think we have anything that can deal with that, so I guess this upgrade is locked for now, but I do want to bring up something regarding upgrades. So far, we have collected a missile launcher, energy transfer module, 1 energy tank, and 1 missile expansion. That's 4 items. Our item percentage is 4%. There are exactly 100 items that count towards the item percentage in this game. That is really useful when you're trying to track just how many items you need to collect in order to get 100% items and to see the game's true ending. Because yes, this game is not based on time, this game is actually based on how many items you have. If you finish the game with 80% of items, you'll get the normal ending. You get 1 additional ending if you get 75%, and the true ending only reveals itself when you get 100% of items. We'll worry about that later though, because we have a new enemy to deal with. This is the Sand Digger. Desert-based tunneling bioform. Extremely well armoured. Target exposed eyes to damage this creature. Scans indicate that the Sand Digger has a dual brain nervous system. Both of its heads are capable of attacking, disabling and digesting prey. It fires globs of acidic digestive fluid at prey to cripple them and begin the digestion process. Its hide is very durable and resistant to weapons fire. Only its exposed eyes can be damaged. Yeah, this is the first enemy in the game which has a very specific method to try to deal with. You can only shoot it at the ends. Shooting anywhere else at this creature will not damage it, and you will have to frequently switch out and not lose signal if you're playing on the Wii version, because otherwise it can attack you in the back. If you're playing the GameCube version, you will still need to switch up because the lock-on feature will only work on certain heads. So you need to keep your on toes with this enemy. This enemy can be a bit tricky if you're not prepared for it. However, it is relatively weak overall, and it has a very explosive death. So I guess that is something. Anyway, we're going to be moving on. Destroy this blast shield here because there is a save station behind this point. And there's also something that I missed in the last episode. Fortunately, we get another opportunity to scan it. These are sand bats. Small airborne predator pack. Contact with targets can cause minor damage. Targets travel in flying swarms. Sand bats are small flyers. They travel in packs for safety, though they are predatory in nature. Failing to find prey as a group, sand bats will often enter a feeding frenzy and attack one another in search of sustenance. Okay, so you can go through here because there is a morph ball tunnel. However, this will eventually lead to a dead end, so I'm not going to go through there. We're going to go back out to the main hub of Agon Wastes and continue along the path. We have another Sand Digger to deal with. Wasn't too much of a problem, but that was just one of its heads. Both of its heads have different health bars. You need to take out both in order to take out this creature. Up here we have a translator gate, but unfortunately for us, it has amber. Yeah, it's an amber door rather than violet. We only have violet so far. We can go around here, but unfortunately, we cannot get up this cliff just yet. So we have to take a different way around in order to progress. This will be this route right here. As we go through this point, turn the scan visor on because you never know what you might find. For example, we've got something up coming up here which is very important. This thing right here. Structural analysis complete. Structural integrity of brimstone object at critical. So yeah, if you fire a missile at anything with brimstone in it, it will collapse and give you access to what's behind it. Or in this case, there's a pillar that drops to create a bridge to progress to the next area. Kill some of the sandbats that are in the way to allow us to get past. Also, going to comment right there on the music on Agon Wastes. I don't think it's that great. And also the area itself you can see is being look quite similar to the temple grounds in terms of colours. This is I think a problem that can be a bit off-putting about Prime 2 is its lack of environmental difference in the opening few areas. But trust me, as we progress forward the game we will see slight more variety in area dynamics. We've got a piece of Luminoth lore here, but unfortunately we cannot read it just yet because it is amber and not violet. Remember that's there though, because once we are able to read it, we will for sure go back and learn more about the history of the Luminoth. We have another brimstone pillar here. Fire a missile at it to drop the bridge and allow us to progress. More sandbats getting in the way again. If we look over here, there's a door we can't get to. We can shoot it, but we're too far away to get it through it. This gate is going to be blocking access. There's also some weird dark crystals there, but there doesn't seem to be any reason why that's there. I'm sure we'll find out later. If we go over this way, we have some more Agon bearer pods. These are basically where you'll find all your storage for the area. Each area in Planet Aether has its own version of this, so make sure you watch out for where you'll find natural storage compartments, because that will give you all your energy and missiles back. If we scan this bit here, scan solar lens modified for use as part of a Luminoth security system. Lens is connected to your sonic control system. Sonic detection gear needed to interface with this system. Neutralizing the control emitter may affect the lens. So obviously that is related to what is over there. I'm going to say right now, we will not be able to do anything about this for a long time. So there will be quite some time into the game before we can go back and get whatever that upgrade is. However, if you scan this point here, statue composed of ordinary alloys and stone, purpose unknown, possibly placed as warning to travellers. Scanners detected signs of combat damage, yet integrity remains steady. Bridge may outlast its natural surroundings. I think we're going to progress onwards through this point to move along this way. This is the only way forward we can really go at this point, but the area will open up as we travel along. I'm just going to move straight through this area now. There's an upgrade in this room, but we cannot get it just yet. Now, we know that the Galactic Federation came here in search of a space pirates, so we know there's some sort of threat somewhere. Right on cue. It's almost like I played this game before. We have space pirates to deal with for the first time in this game. Scan these guys immediately. These are pirate troopers. Starfaring brigand. Aggressive, well-armed, bioform trained for combat and conquest. Sworn enemy of Samus Aran. The space pirates suffered a serious defeat at Talon 4, yet they remain a powerful force of crime and disorder in the galaxy. Their technology continues to advance. Even the lowly troopers received numerous upgrades to its arsenal. A photonic power scythe and quantum assault cannon are now standard issue weapons for all troopers. Space pirates, do not show these guys any mercy. They won't show you any back either. Kill these things immediately. Space pirates are the main antagonists in the Metroid series. They are not exactly the primary enemy this time around, but they are still an enemy nevertheless. And the fact that they are here is why the Galactic Federation came here in the first place. So the pirates were mainly responsible for this, for why Samus is here in the first place. Kill all the pirates as much as possible. Do not show them any mercy. There's one sniping out from up that pillar here. You don't need to use any particular weapons, save your missiles for upcoming enemies. Because you will need the missiles for certain enemies coming up. In fact, there's one very, very near here. Right here we have a new enemy. This is the Brisgee. Venomous insectoid. Poison stinger concealed in back-mounted shell. Finish it off quickly once the stinger is exposed. The Brisgee's tail ends in a venomous barb which conceals underneath a hard-packed layer of fused sand. A series of sharpened ridges along its body discourages most predators. Those foolish enough to harass the Brisgee are quickly introduced to its deadly sting. This enemy has a very specific method of dealing with it. You need to fire a missile and at first if you try to shoot it, your shots will reflect back off. If you use a missile, you can break its shell open and then you can kill it. We have a door over here. This will lead to a chamber. We have kinetic orb cannons that can fire us along this route. And we can then travel along here. And then likewise there is a route back. There's also a missile expansion here. To get this you need to roll around here. And you can acquire missile expansion by rolling and avoiding the kinetic orb cannon. There is also a very important scan here. Or I thought there was, but it's just another dead body. Bioscan complete. Luminov subjected terminated 1.9 decacycles ago. Target has had a number of wounds caused by small explosions, most likely delivered by a portable rocket or grenade system. That doesn't sound very good. You can go through this door, but I think we're going to visit this room much later on because it'll become more relevant after we've obtained a certain upgrade. For now, we're just going to travel back through these kinetic orb cannons with our extra missile expansion hands. And same by what I was saying before, we now have 5%. That just goes along to show every upgrade you get in this game is worth 1%. So don't feel too discouraged for trying to find these. We have to waste another missile on killing this Brisgee. But with the extra 5 missiles we obtain, this should make going forward a bit easier. We have more war wasps. That can only mean there's a war wasp hive here now. I guess we've got standard enemies now that the pirates are out of the picture. Where is your hive? There it is. Destroy these crates to even get my missiles back. Right on cue, there we go. So we want to travel up this way now because that is the only way we have to go forward. Single jumps can make this with ease. Another Brisgee. We know exactly how to deal with these things now. We've got another amber door here. You already know what that says. Be careful on the quicksand, this can drop you down a significant amount. You might have to redo some of the platforming again. We've got something here which is quite interesting. Object analysis complete. This is a statue of Cheer, the child hero of Agon. Once below the Acolyte Square, he became a warrior when the temple was attacked. All warriors but Cheer were slain, leaving the boy as sole defender of the temple. He served Agon for nearly a centicycle before being lost in battle on Dark Aether. We also have a gate here. Gates constructed of Luminov designed alloy. Scan data indicates that weapons of artillery grade or higher would damage anything made from this alloy. I'm going to tell you right now, you can't actually destroy this thing despite what the scan says. And unfortunately, we cannot get up on top of this statue. It's just too high for us to deal with as this thing stand. For now, we want to kill this Brisgee and destroy this pillar here to drop a path forward to get to where we really need to be going. We are aiming for Agon Temple, which is where Umos said to go. And that will help us decipher how to get to the subsequent area on Dark Aether in order to obtain the energy. If we go through here, we have a new enemy. This is a Metroid Prime staple. This is the Shriek Bats. Territorial flying rodents. Rapid flying explosive enemies. Target and eliminate enemy of range if possible. Shriek Bats have highly internal temperatures, leading them to seek cool climates to dwell in. They prefer caverns, roosting on ceilings while hunting for small prey. Fiercely territorial, they dive bomb anything that wanders near. This attack is fatal for the Shriek Bat as the impact sets off a discharge of thermal energy. You want to try and take these things out from a distance because if you're not prepared for them, they can give you a lot of damage, which can be a bit annoying when you're trying to backtrack. However, I will show what happens if you try to approach them, because this is what happens if you normally go for a shoot back cavern. They take off a bit of health, and the more you leave behind, the more problematic it can be. Street bats will respawn in every cavern you come into, and each from the opposite direction of which you approached it from. And we have arrived at Agon Temple at last. So, if you look around here, we have a place we can't get through. Object is composed of telluric alloy, so we do not have what we need to get past this point. If we try to go around this side, well, this area is open, so we might be able to progress and see what's around this way. Unfortunately, this door doesn't look like any we've seen before. Try a fire beam, backs us back off. Fire a missile, that too backs us back off. There is a blast shield on the door blocking access. Analysis indicates that the blast shield is invulnerable to most weapons. Light energy may damage it. Light energy. Bit of foreshadowing to a future weapon, perhaps? That can only be what it is, because we know that you need weapons to destroy doors in this game. Right, we have reached Agon Temple. Now make sure you are prepared and that you have as many missiles and health as possible, because this place looks suspiciously like it might be a battle arena. And you know what that means in a video game. If anything looks like a large open area, that means there's going to be a boss battle. Let's go on ahead and start whatever is going to be in here for us. The doors are locked. Get your scan visor ready and scan this thing immediately. This is the Alpha Sand Digger. Large channeling bioform, extremely well armoured. Tile exposed eyes to damage this creature. Same as the normal Sand Diggers. This appears to be a Sand Digger pack leader, larger and stronger than the normal members of its kind. Target both of its heads to damage it. Scan this immediately, because you will not get much of a chance to do this thing. As you can see, this one retreats very quickly, and you will not get much chance before something comes through a dark portal to infect it. It is now going to be infected. It is now the Dark Alpha Sand Dig. Oh wait, it's not. This is the Bomb Guardian. Bomb dropping Darkling. Enemy is utilizing your morphball bomb unit. Although its armor is strong, its tail is exposed when moving. Its mouth can be hit when glowing. This Darkling Sand Digger has absorbed the ability to generate morphball bombs. It can throw bombs with considerable accuracy and frequency. There is a spread of bombs in its wake. Its head and tail are the only vulnerable spots on its body. Target them when they are vulnerable to neutralize and terminate this enemy. Yes, the creature that stole our upgrades. The Ing stole our upgrades, so we now have a boss battle to deal with. This is the Ing that stole our bombs. We can now target its tail to just try and disrupt it, and then this will stun it. If an enemy flashes yellow, you're doing stun damage, but that will eventually result in to be able to do proper damage when you get to a certain point. This dead enemy can be really dangerous. Do not underestimate the Bomb Guardian. And when it's glowing, hit it. That will allow you to do a substantial amount of damage to it. The Bomb Guardian will go down about 3 major hits, but you do need to be aware these bombs can do a fair amount of damage to you. It likes to throw bombs for a considerable distance. Just stay around the back of it, strafe if possible to keep yourself locked on. Hammer it in the rear end, and eventually this boss will go down. But it's a bit of a tricky customer. Make sure you get that energy tank from Temple Grounds, because you may need the extra energy in order to deal with this. Quickly fire this. Right, we've made some substantial progress here. Keep at it. This boss doesn't really have much more to it than what I've said so far, but this boss isn't that difficult really. It's still only the second boss in the game, but it can get in the way annoyingly sometimes, and it likes to ram at you like this. Charge shots will do a substantial amount of damage, and we've got very nearly done. It's got very little health left. You can use missiles if you want to, but I don't really think they're necessary for this boss battle. His behaviour will become much more aggressive the less health he has, and drop far more bombs than he normally has, and we're down to half of. We're nearly down for our first entire energy tank. And I've just missed the decisive shot. We could have killed the Bomb Guardian right then and there. Down to our second energy tank, and that is the Bomb Guardian defeated. And with that, as you might expect, we are going to get one of our major upgrades back. These are why am I building suspense? We already know this is the Morph Ball bomb acquired. While in Morph Ball mode, press A to drop a Morph Ball bomb. So we already know what the bombs do because we had this power up at the start of the game before it was so rudely taken away from us. But that means since we have the Morph Ball bomb, we also have the Spring Ball back again. So a much more versatile route to go down. Now, you might be wondering how you get out of here. Well, you could be... Well, you could act like a certain DSP gaming and not know what you're supposed to do with a brand new upgrade. Or you could just go into Morph Ball mode, use a bomb, blow open this area and progress. The game even tells you what to do. I mean, like, why would anyone not figure out what to do after getting a new upgrade which the game tells you what you're supposed to do with it? Seriously. If we go through here, we have a new thing to scan. This is the Agon Temple security station. You've been cleared to access the station. Use the bomb slot to activate it and gain access to the Agon energy controller area. So we want to go through here. Bomb this slot, which will allow us to access here. It's a very good thing we got multiple bombs from that boss, otherwise we would not be able to progress to the temple itself. If we turn around here, we have a statue here. This is a statue of Keetich, a great hero of Agon. He was a farmer until Agon was devastated by the coming of Dark Aether and the Ing. And we go through here, we are in the heart of the Agon Temple. Initial analysis complete. Chamber holds a collection of several types of energy. Notable types include solar, bio, and geothermal energy. Unable to measure exact power levels with current scan equipment. Two things here, we have this here. Remember this is here, this is an access point for the local energy system. The energy transfer module has been designed to interface with it. Once it has, all of the energy within the module will be channeled into the local system. We have no energy on us at the moment, but we will need to come back here at a later date. We have a dead body here. Luminoff subject terminated 1.5 decacycles ago. Damage from multiple weapon systems detected. Subject definitely went out fighting. Okay, the main thing we're here for is this holographic projector. We want to scan this thing here. Luminoff holographic projector online. Automated message initiated. Welcome. I am Aisha, Sentinel of the Agon Temple. This message survives my death as guidance to the one who would fight the Ing. A portal to Dark Aether lies nearby. With it, you can travel to this land's shadow. You must locate a Dark Temple, a twisted mockery of this sacred place. Inside, you will find the energy controller you seek. The temple door is held fast by 3 locks. The keys for the locks are hidden throughout that dark land. Your search will be difficult. Even the very air of Dark Aether is dangerous and can cripple the strongest of warriors. In our past struggles with the Ing, we placed a series of light crystals throughout their world. They remain today. These crystals create safe areas that will protect you from the harmful atmosphere of the Dark Worlds. I have upgraded your translator module. You can access the devices and doors coded with amber holograms. More lands are open to explore. When you have taken the energy from the Dark Temple, return here at once. May the lights of Aether serve you well. Energy fully replenished. That is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. In the next episode, we will be travelling to a very, very dark place.